What is good, my chat? What is good, my people? Make sure to throw those A's in the chat. If you can hear me talk right now, throw those A's in. What is good, my people? What is good? Very happy to be streaming again a little bit earlier, right, you guys? But please remember that we are going to be starting off these streams a little bit earlier in the coming days, right? So thank you, Destiny. Thank you so much. Yoma, what's up? Vic Boss, COSM. Yeah, we got it in the schedule. I know that my chart actually, I'm still filling it up, right? But we're definitely going to be doing that. What is up, Jeff? What is up, WB? Good to see you guys here. What is up, Philip? Yeah, I got it on the schedule, man. I'll try to get to it as fast as humanly possible, right, you guys? So Stick Vicious, what is up, my bro? Good to see you here, my battle. Everything good here, man. Thank you so much for your dono. That means a great deal to me, my dude. I just posted GTII. You guys, please make sure to check that out as soon as you can, all right? Philip, take care, man. Take care. Be well. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, IMPP is definitely on the schedule. So, Austin D, what's up? Have you ever done any work related to your voice? You have a good voice, LOL. Yes, I'm actually a singer. I've been singing for about 16, 15 years around there. Aiden Davis, what is up, my bro? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Man. So, yeah, you guys, so we actually do, I have to talk to you about a ticker. That's going to be ticker symbol VIRI, as it is approaching a target that we actually talked about, I don't know, like a month ago. I think it was actually March 9th, maybe, right? Skydog, what's up, brah? Good to see you guys here. So remember, we're going to be looking at the SPY. Of course, we're just going to get that broader market spectrum first, and then we'll go ahead and get everything right. So, two girls saying, Arca, can you link your OnlyFans? Guys, I do not have an OnlyFans. Good times up in here. Oh my goodness, man. Are there actually guys who have OnlyFans? That's ridiculous. I don't even know that they would get much of a following, right? Isn't that like for girls? Isn't that like the main attraction for that? I have no idea what, like, I've never actually been on it myself, right, you guys? But yeah, definitely, guys. Please remember, I know the schedule looks a little weird up here, right? But I do have some tickers to kind of fill in, right, for the schedule. So yes, we're going to be looking at COSM as well. So Austin D saying that certain guys are super successful, but I'm sure you just got to look like Magic Mike or something, right? You just got to be just amazing. Michael, dude, it's Belgium, 2 a.m. in Belgium, bro. Oh my goodness, man. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you. It's actually 5:18 p.m. here in California. My goodness. So Skydog saying FNGR. I'll go ahead and list it in the schedule too, my dude. I will try my very best to get to it right, but it is on there nonetheless, right? So Mr. Levitt saying Arca ASMR channel would do well. My dude, it's like I would really use the top tier gear here, right? So we can get some really close price action with the microphone, right? My dude. Yeah, you guys. So very good to see everybody here. Brad, what's up, man? Of course, SPY is going to be that first ticker that we're going to look at, right? So, I usually have this schedule kind of put out all the way up here, right? But I kind of wanted to catch everybody at least a little bit before the after hours close, right? But I think we're already pretty much done. But still, guys, remember that I'm really planning on getting this thing, these live situations set up for the earlier part of the days, potentially starting at around 9 or 10 a.m. in the coming days. Okay, you guys. So as the ticker pickers, that the later on in the days are probably going to come to an end because I almost have my son back to a normal schedule, right, you guys? So Aiden Davis saying, what are your thoughts on Fidelity? Where do you buy your pinks? Well, TradeStation, actually. So Fidelity, I'm sure they offer it too. They're a big boy broker, right? I just wouldn't use their Active Trader Pro. They're very slow. But I mean, it's just it's per your taste, right? So FRGT is definitely on the schedule, my dude. That is fourth up. So yeah. And say Arc, do you think that SPY will hit 420 spot 69 tomorrow? It's gonna hit the 420 spot 69. And actually, that target that we're looking at could very well be that 417, right? It's getting super close, man. We've been talking about that 417 target for about a week or two now, right? So we're still on the way. We're still very much on the way, and I do think that there is a high probability that we get that in there, right? So, Bad Boy for Life, GTI, I actually did not. I'm not going to cover it live because I put out a dedicated video. I had too much to talk about it. So I put it down into a dedicated video instead of covering it in the live, because sometimes, you know, the live situation kind of like forces things to go a little bit faster, and sometimes I just feel like that's a kind of a lack of attention, right? But still, when I focus on dedicated videos, it's quite different, and it's a little more spot on, right? Mr. Levitt saying he just put up the GTI vid. Yes, I definitely did. Vacate, what's up, man? Thank you for coming by. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you man in case you're a girl, right? But I'll go ahead and put it on the schedule. I'm not sure that I'll be able to get to it, but it is on there. Not a problem. So tell me, has actually Mullen been pumping to the upside or what? I haven't seen Mullen in quite a while. Saying sorry. So do you only trade on TradeStation or do you have another broker? Yeah, I have a Webull. And the Webull actually is pretty good because of the, I make sure to just kind of, I'm sorry, they have the group orders, so that's something that I do like of them, you know, but as soon as I'm able, I'm going to get out of that. I need to get into a professional platform, like potentially Cobra Trading or Interactive Broker, so that I can link my DAS Trader platform to that. So that's when I'll really start momentum trading, right, you guys? But yeah, good questions here, right? As I do get them here and there, right? So Snowdrifter, what happened with TUP, man? Did you get your gains or what? I actually didn't actually catch that play, but I've already started scanning some things, right? And I'm already coming up with one. I haven't actually gotten to analyze it just yet, but ADTN is going to be one that I'm going to be looking at, as it did pop up on my scan, and it's looking like it does have the criteria that I usually look out for, right? So that could be one that I'm going to look at in the early the early sessions, the during market hours sessions. Right, so Aiden Davis saying, sorry, so interactive, no OTC trading. Frankie B, thank you for letting me know about that. So I may actually have to either consider Schwab, TD Ameritrade, or something else. But I really would like to connect my DAS trader to it, because that's a fast execution. I really do need quick transactions. So Aiden Davis saying, sorry, so many questions, but is TradeStation good for me? I know I'm still new and stuff. Actually, lots of people start in TradeStation as well. You know, so TradeStation, they have their own platform too, but I wouldn't suggest using their platform. I would suggest using the Broker Connect with TradingView. So if you go into right down here where it says Trading Panel, you click on Trading Panel, and TradeStation is actually a featured. It's actually a featured broker, so you can connect it by logging into TradeStation from your TradingView, and then you'll have your whole control panel. So you need to connect your broker here, but then you'll have your whole spread here, so you can execute trades, right? So TradeStation isn't the only one. Like, for example, crypto, you can connect Binance, Gemini, Interactive Brokers is right here, Tradeovate is right there. So it's really cool. You know, that's why I use TradingView. I just I like that you can connect your thing to it, right? So Barbara Young, what's up? Good to see you here. So hi Arca, could you do TRKA please? And how long do you plan to stream in the mornings? So I'm actually planning to stream a couple hours in the mornings, right? So at least until I can get to the actual intraday trading. If I do get into intraday, like meaning the very opening, then I would probably just do it until about maybe 3 hours, until about 9 a.m. But since I'm not going to be doing the morning volatility for now, I think I would only do about 2 hours. But this would allow us to kind of see plays for the next day and the current plays for that day too. I wouldn't encourage trading power hour as it's, the algorithms really change around that time. It becomes kind of sporadic at that time, right? So things are a little better predictable in the earlier part of the day. So yeah, you guys. So yeah, definitely we're gonna be looking at quite a few tickers today. All right. So and then one that I definitely have to tell you guys about, is VIRI. Okay, you guys. So Destiny saying, how do I get in your day streaming Arca? So just right here, the same way you're doing it right now. I'm not going to unless I actually choose to create a trading group, then, you know, I would make a members only thing, but no, it's just going to be public like this. So I'm just going to put out the notification that I'm going to be live, you know, in the mornings during market hours, and then you just join up just like you did here. All right, but definitely a good question. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, not a problem at all. But yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and dive in and start the analysis here, as I do want to take a look at the broader markets, right? So I think I forgot what the date was, so you guys can let me know in the chat, but we're waiting for the producer price index to come in, and that's not as volatile as the CPI is, right? But it still kind of has the power to maybe move the markets here and there, right? So I forgot when that is, but it's coming out. Okay, so the PPI macroeconomic data could be coming in. I think it's maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure, or Tuesday, something like that, guys. But just keep an eye out for that. As it came out this morning. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I was wondering like when that was. Usually that CPI is following the core CPI, following the PPI, right? So lots of acronyms there. I don't usually pay that much of attention to the PPI and stuff like that, but more so the CPI. That's why I put out the warnings, right, you guys? So yeah, let me put a note here that we're going to be officially starting the ticker symbol SPY, and that's going to be at, let's see, it is 5:27 p.m. where I am right now. So if you guys are curious over the times that I'm putting, they are right up here in the top right of your screen, right? So let's go ahead and get the SPY start. Abner Cruz, my dude, how could you do that to me, my bro? Thank you so much for your dono. That really means a lot, dude. So Arca, my bro, on your new streaming hours, the plays you put out in the 10 a.m. are for same day, like live trading, or just the same with the bet? Well, potentially both. Okay, so I don't trade every day. If I do get something in a scan, then there is a potential setup, but you'll be surprised how much I don't trade. But yes, it would be both the same day trades, and then towards the end of the stream, that would be when we're going to start prepping for the next day's plays. So that can also allow retail to kind of get long or get short some positions before. Wyckoff G, what is up, my dude? Good to see you here in the chat. Guys, make sure to check out Wyckoff G's recent video. He put something out that says the best DD ever, okay, for the BBIG video. So if I have BBIG followers, make sure, community, to go and check out Wyckoff G's page, as he just posted that recently, okay, you guys. But FOMC, is he saying that that's going to be on May 2nd. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, my brother. Good to see you here in the chat. Always good to see you here. So, Lil AR15, let's do SPY live trading now, right, dude? Yeah, man, we can get some options in there, something. Mr. Levis, PPI read was good, inflation backing off. Yeah, like I said yesterday, you guys, it's just a temporary sell-off because of the core CPI came in with a little bit of a miss, right? But it's all good. Everything is still looking okay, but please remember that we still have to correct the 5% CPI all the way back to 2% per the Fed's expectations, right? So if we can get that, then the markets would truly start changing, right? So expect some weird price action coming in. We're in a bull cycle right now, but it's not going to be forever, okay, you guys? It's just, it's just part of the natural ebb and flow of the market cycles itself. Okay, so Chris, you are saying Arca SI, please. So I have a ton of tickers here, but I am going to put it in, okay? I just want you to know is that's Silvergate Capital, right? I think I'm not sure if I remember that, but I have it on the list now, okay? So yeah, you guys. So now officially again, Abner Cruz, thank you so much for that dono, dude. That really means a lot. Okay, so let me adjust the time and get this thing rolling for the ticker symbol SPY, right? So we'll just get over the broader markets first, you guys, and then we'll get into the tickers that we want, that we requested for, right? So, 5:29 p.m. Let me back the tunes up just a little bit so we can get a clear perspective here. Okay, you guys, so Yes. We have been talking about this broadening descending wedge for quite some time, okay? This is a macro scale wedge, and we actually started building another smaller scale broadening descending wedge, indicating the potential floor or as a viable support before a continuation onto the upside. we've been following this thing, guys, since it was over here, right? So we definitely knew the ebb and flow. We definitely expected the targets that we're looking at right now, and the top side target that we want to get is 417.02. Let's start validating that real quick, okay? So 5-day volatility versus momentum looking very good. We are starting to reach that critical contraction zone with an upside pivot in the bullish control zone. Very likely for us to continue to the upside even in today's coming, okay? I'm talking about days from now too. So let me jump over to the daily and see how that's looking. Okay, very good sign here, you guys. Please notice that the 3-day exponential moving average has since corrected and it's now not favoring a downside. Remember that the 3-day exponential moving average in the stochastic momentum indicator, StochMo, is actually the leading indicator, okay? So the 3-day exponential, it follows the price action a little closer, okay? It's more sensitive. So this is likely to pressure the 14-day simple moving average to the upside in the shorter term, okay? So this is the daily, suggesting a potential upside continuation. I want to go ahead and take a look at the RSI in the daily too. RSI crossing into the bull strength percentile, very likely going to see an upside there. So now, because we do have a validation of this, I'm curious to see the immediate short-term time frame. So let's jump right into the 30-minute time frame, right? And you can see 30 minutes is also starting to correct to the upside. Critical volatility down here, and we could look at a potential loading zone per the 30-minute. Okay, so if I were to consider something for target here, let's see. Nice Lucid Heart Evolution. This is awesome that you're on early. Again, right? Hello, Arca and everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Very excited to stream for my East Coast people too, right? So as likely you would probably agree with my schedule like this instead, right? So I also want to, focus on my trading too. But yeah, you guys, so if we are to consider a downside here, and I'm talking about a very short-term downside, let me see if I can get even closer than this. And actually, I think I can get even a little more surgical and add the EMA 7 and the EMA 9, right? So let me go ahead and enable those EMAs, right? So they are right here. And let me just make sure that they are in plain sight, right? So just like this and just like this. Let me change the color of that. There we go. So the okay, so we are still within that price contracting. I'm sorry, the price is actually falling below the moving averages. So now, because we don't have a moving average right below us, we can take into consideration previous areas of support and resistance particular to this target right here. Okay, so around 412.88, we can actually see retracement back to there. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a range though. Okay, so 412.77 to about 412.89 could be that area for us to pull back to before finding a bounce to the upside. Okay, remember 15 minutes lives out pretty fast. Very likely we can see all the moving averages start to make their upside pivot here literally within a few minutes. Okay, you guys, so keep an eye on that. Let me move over to the hourly and see what we got. Okay, so hourly RSI validating that support that we have right below us. In fact, we have that EMA 9 right at that bottom side of the 412.77. That SMA 14 right below the RSI signal, also suggesting a potential touch right there before a continuation onto the upside. Let's see the 4-hour. So the 4-hour is suggesting also a limited downside, giving even yet some more validity to our support touch right down here, right? So let's see. Let's keep on puzzling the pieces. We're almost done with the SPY. All right, so yeah, it's very limited, and this is your confirmation here. 8-hour time frame suggesting a continuation to the upside. In fact, crossing above that 14-day simple moving average on the RSI. We're starting to get a correctional pivot here on the momentum, and we're starting to expand. Okay, so this is usually indicative of a potential strong move to the upside coming. Okay, so this would be an area to kind of look out for loading. Remember, that's going to be 412.77 to 412.89. Okay, you guys, so now for the last time frames, I think, yeah, let me just keep into consideration the 12-hour. 12-hour is definitely waiting for the shorter time frames to influence that. The daily time frame giving us that upside probability, by daily very likely too. Jumping into the bull strength percentile, very impressive, and a 3-day at the gravitational zone. So guys, yeah, we are going to face a very short-term pullback, very likely to be a reaccumulation phase before actually finding a continuation to the upside. 3-day, 200-day simple moving average served as the resistance for today's price action, right? But remember, I am still eyeballing the target of about 417.02 in the coming days, okay, you guys? So that is going to do it for ticker symbol SPY. Very, very exciting times for that ticker, as there is signs of life within the market, right? So my goodness, chat, thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. So now we need to move on, okay? We need to move on to that ticker symbol VIRI, because there is something very interesting here. Let me see. I think the date actually has it from when I actually covered it last, and I think it was 0309. I think it was March 9th when we actually last looked at this. So, and I want to pull it up because the month ago target that I spoke of is actually. It actually may happen. So let me just take a quick swig of water right here, you guys, before my voice runs out, right? So please, you guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and refer to the, it was a long time ago, dude. I was speaking of this, and Frank actually texted me. He's like, dude, your target that you spoke of a month ago is actually going to hit. I'm like, dude, what? What are you talking about? He's like, VIRI. I'm like, oh, man, let me go see it. And then I got excited. I'm like, wow, it's a huge thrust, right? So you're gonna trip over how much rhyming there is here, right? So let me just take a swig of this water, guys. There we go. But yeah, you guys, I think I actually spoke about it on a space call too. And if I do have any listeners here regarding the space calls that I'm being invited to, even tonight and tomorrow, guys, please know that I'm going to try my best to actually make it. But the whole idea behind me doing this earlier stream thing is so that I can dedicate some more time to my toddler, to my family, so that I can make sure to get this guy to this little guy, right, to do more of a routine, right? I think it's really important for a toddler to have a very tight routine and get him used to a schedule, right? So I want to start incorporating that. So it's no hate towards my retail investors, right? It's actually just more for my little guy. All right, you guys. So let's make a quick note here and start off. Yeah, that ticker symbol VIRI, and that's going to be 5:37 p.m. Right? I'm in the Pacific, guys. I'm in California. All right, so so here's what we're talking about, okay, you guys. This is a right-angled broadening ascending wedge, okay. So Joe H, what is up, dude? Cxai, we have. I'll give you the list real quick, dude. We have Frgt, Bcan, Cosm. We have SW, BI, IMPP, INXP, FNGR. I think we have maybe Mullen. We have TUP and SI. But Joe H, good to see you here, my bro. Always good to see you, dude. I haven't seen you in the Discord, but I hope to catch you soon, my bro. Very excited to see you here, dude. But yeah, you guys. So now, let me speak to you about this. So when we were looking at this on the 9th of March, I think it was right back. Like over here-ish, right? We were already talking about the potential resistances and supports here, right? So from this section, we had already seen the potential of building this broadening ascending wedge. Okay, so this is how we were able to see that there is a potential breakout upon 1, 2, 3 into test number 4, right? So we were seeing the support touches down here for a potential up run, right? So this we saw as a potential test number 3, capitulation all the way down to the bottom. Of course, just like always, it's a normal thing for it to do it, right, on test number 3. And then we guessed that this would be the breakout area on Thursday, the 6th of April. In fact, it happened on Monday, the 10th of April instead, okay? So we can adjust our target just ever so slightly like this, right? Because this is essentially where we broke out from, right? So we would take a trend line from the top side of the target, and now we can adjust it just a little bit lower. So then we could get an implied area, right? So I see, Joe. I get you, dude. I get you. Thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing that with me anyway. Okay, so here you go, guys. So now the target is it's even yet a bit closer to the target that we even spoke about before. We spoke about a potential touch to the 2 spot 618 at 77.42. So that 77.42 is actually the 2 spot 618 golden mean, okay, which is very curious that it would be taking us there in the first place. All right, you guys. The next thing was actually I'm not even going to talk about this. It's too small. We're going to validate now the upside continuation for this, okay? Because I do see that target very, very likely coming in the next days, okay? So we're currently sitting at about 62 cents right now, guys. I'm talking about another pump to the upside here, which could be, let's measure it real fast so you can know, right? Another potential 24, close to 24% thrust to the upside, right? So very, very, very attractive price action here, okay, you guys? So let's validate this. Let's start it with the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute, and see what we got, okay? So Joe H, in fact, there is not a single moderator here with me today, okay? So, dude, like, you are safe here with me, my bro. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the immediate short-term time frame. There could be a loading zone. There is a little bit of weakness coming in from the bears. And we already have an upside on the RSI. So this is, let's see, 15-minute. We have a little bit of rejection here, which could give some highlight to the target of about, actually it would be a range, right? So this is a very short-term time frame, guys. Remember, this is a more momentum style time frames, just like this here, right? So something around the area of about 5952 to about 5812 could be a loading zone. Right, so if we're able to get that, if we're able to get this low, then there may be a wick at a secondary loading zone, and that could be in respect to the bottom side of the range, which is the start of this candle here and the top side of all of these over here, okay? And if you need me to make it a range, then I will, because there is a small gap on the 30-minute that we can't take into consideration. This tiny gap here, very likely for us to use it as a support from the top, and very likely for us not to actually try it at the bottom side. I mean, it's already been previously filled so many times, right? So it's all good there. So this is essentially what I'm looking at based on the resistance from the 14-day simple on the 15-minute, okay? So this is very short term. So this may very well be in the very, very early stages of trading here, okay? So now let's go ahead and move on to the next time frame, okay? So that I want to see the bi-hourly. Let's see what it's got for us on the RSI, okay? So RSI bi-hourly is actually already making a cross above that 14-day simple moving average. So this is already looking bullish, okay? So, man, let me see the hourly. Okay, yeah, upside pivot on that 14-day simple, upside pivot on that RSI. Signal, very likely for this to succeed above that 14-day simple. So yeah, guys, very limited downside and very, very fast downside. Okay, so 4-hour time frame is suggesting also a potential succession above that 14-day simple moving average. Okay, so now let's move on to the 8-hour and see what we got. Okay, so the 8-hour could be that indication of a potential pullback, but if we do get a pullback, that's just going to be short term. What I mean by this is that we can get that loading zone that we're looking for, right? Make a push to the upside to the range of between 66.64 to 68.15 right up here, pull back to the current lows, and then continue. Okay, you guys, so it would, I'm saying this because the hourly time frame has that upside, the 4-hour time frame has the upside, right? And then as soon as you start getting into the 8-hour, you can see that we can pull back later on in the day. After meeting some of these targets right over here, and then we can continue on to the upside, just like this. Okay, so the 12-hour time frame still suggesting massive upside. Of course, it is overextended already, you guys, but historically speaking, we're sitting right now at about 78.99%. This thing has a thrust to go all the way to 87.93%. So there is still a ways for this thing to go. Upside pivot on both the 3-day. In fact, the 3-day exponential moving average crossing above the 14-day simple with a very significant pivot in the gravitational zone of the bullish control zone. This is very likely going to continue to the upside, guys. We are absolutely critically expanded here in volatility. Absolutely going to start contracting. Upside continuation here. And the target that we've been talking about may very well realize sooner than later to about that, I'd say 76.20 to about 77.42, right at the 2.618. It may even succeed it and continue on, but I'm just saying that's the formation target, right? That's where it's suggesting it for it to go. By daily RSI, massive upside extension here, you guys. Still lots of ways to go. This thing is at 73%, and we have, let's see, 84 as its historical high. Okay, so yeah, and please notice the stochastic momentum versus volatility here. Ridiculous upside, guys. This is absolutely convincing. Definitely within the bullish control zone. Lots of swing traders would usually consider entry now. Okay, you guys, so this is absolutely making a very, very attractive setup here and very likely to continue. And now that I'm looking at this, look at the 3-day. It critically expanded. Massive upside here. Just whatever is happening with this, I'm just gonna be clear. It may actually succeed the 7742. It may want to push, beyond it. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. It could do it, and the reason why it could do it is because there's nothing here historically. So oh man, it's hard to say things like this, guys, because it's very discretionary, right? I like to mathematically back it, but since there isn't much action here in the price action, and let me look at the daily just out of curiosity. It's not even giving me that. Oh my goodness. So the rejection that we're currently finding right now, actually, of course, it was a moving average or something, but I just want you to see that we're already starting the ascent in a very blank area. Okay, so this sometimes serve as kind of like a slide. So if this has the thrust to reach all the way to freaking 190, man, I'm gonna laugh. Okay, so but I'm just saying there's nothing here to resist, and in fact it would just be moving averages and technical targets, leading indicators like the Fibonacci and your own personal trend lines, right? So let me actually pull up the SMAs and see if we have it. Very interesting. The 200-day simple moving average at 206. We were talking about 190. Okay, you guys. So I'm not gonna say officially that it's gonna go to 190, but I'm just putting it out there that there is a likelihood that there is a probability that this thing could slide and just make some astronomical highs here, okay? But please remember that my target that I'm looking for is 7742, okay, you guys? Everything else is just speculative and very much not mathematically backed, okay, you guys? So be very safe within the VIRI asset. I couldn't speak right now. I'm just so excited over this. Full transparency, I may actually trade this, okay? So I may get long this ticker very early. As early as humanly possible, I'm going to personally do it, but do not follow me, okay? You guys, make sure to do your own due diligence. Make sure to remember that I'm not a financial advisor, okay, you guys? So Wyckoff G saying I get people bring up stocks on my lives that I forget. I chart it on live streams. They follow TA on the send. Oh my goodness, dude. That it's a scary situation. I know exactly what you mean, man. So as I wish not to present any danger for retail, right, you guys? But this, guys, has unlimited power. All right, so be careful with your ticker symbol VIRI. But I essentially, Frank could actually attest to this. I gave you guys this potential upside from I think 32 cents, and we are making a massive move to the upside. In fact, from that 32-cent bottom where we were, I think it just estimated, guys. Remember, estimated around there. We have already made a 113% move to the upside. So it's very, very interesting here that it's just reaccumulating and accumulating and huge thrust. Volatility and momentum very much suggested. Okay, you guys, be safe with this ticker, but there is an absolute opportunity within that. Let's go ahead and finish off ticker symbol VIRI and move on to the next one. And this is going to be my moderator, Mark Roach's pick, and that's going to be it's 5:49 p.m., right? So it's going to be ticker symbol Cxai, and what the hell? This is, yeah. Guys, check this out. This is what I mean. This is like, let me go to the 3-day just so you can kind of see that, right? This is exactly what I mean. So when you're capitulating and then you have these like massive, like just nothings, it's kind of a slide. So this actually is playing it out. And I'm talking about from $1 to where to go? To 970, man. This is kind of like the first AMC move to the upside before actually it would be comparable to the move that it did from I think 13 to about $25, something like that. It could be comparable. So this is what I mean, guys. It's just when you don't have anything historically before, like here, you know, and then you just have these two candles or one or even a void. Goodness gracious, they're people can actually look at that as an opportunity to fill the gap or actually to just slide on up because there's nothing there except you know, just and I don't even think we're going to be able to reach it here, right? But it would just be Fibonacci targets and maybe even trend lines, right? So please notice here that we're stopping right at the 4 spot 236, $7.15. We're at $7.13, right? So the rejection of it, of course, went right upside of the 4 spot 618. We don't even have that much to well, maybe we do. Actually, maybe we do. Let me see if I can just push this to this target here. And okay, well, there we go. So this makes a lot more sense now, guys. So usually you hear me say this all the time. You hear me say between the 3 spot 272 and the 3 spot 618. Okay, so it definitely made a very predictable geometric move, right? So I'm not talking about $1 to $9. I'm just talking about it going to the golden mean, right? So it did make a very attractive move to the upside. But I want to know if it can actually succeed here. Can it do it or no? Or what is the deal here, right? So let me go ahead and load up our volatility and our momentum to see just what those probabilities are for this. Okay, so no way. So 3-day time frame is barely loading, and this would essentially be the firing of a statistical move. Okay, you guys, so barely started. I to be very honest, sometimes the math won't play in such psychologically impaired assets, right? So FDA news is pending. Multi-dollars very likely. Wow. Frankie B, thank you for sharing that. So I was just going to say that sometimes the physics don't play out just because of people taking profits, right? But this is a very fresh fire, right? It's barely starting. Like, I'm just talking about this massive move to the upside. The 3-day iteration is suggesting that this is just the beginning of it. So, which is very interesting, right? So if we were to pull back from this area, we have two very interesting targets. I mean, we already have the 2 spot 272 at 694 as a support, but there could be a reloading zone at the 1 spot 618 and the 1 spot 272. So 529 to 442. This is going to start making those kinds of jumps, guys. Okay, so this would likely squeeze out some of the shorts. Okay, so right now the price action literally stopped out short, stopped out short, stopped out short, stopped out a lot of people. Okay, you guys, so this is why you're getting this thrust to the upside. I'm actually not even sure if this, I've never seen this, but is it actually running an options chain? Very likely entering a gamma squeeze right now. So this gamma ramp can lead into a potential short squeeze, as it's barely being suggested by the momentum and volatility. Same thing here on the buy daily. Please notice that we're starting to get the first uptick from the volatility versus momentum profile. This is usually where I would start to gain entry based on a volatility versus momentum backtest, right? So we can continue validating though, guys. So let me just pull up the RSI, but this is a very attractive ticker, as I know it's massively overextended already, but there is a higher likelihood to potentially find a continuation to that upside, right? So let's go ahead and just continue validating that and see what we have in store. I'm curious that my RSI, the script changed a little bit. I never had it dim. Okay, so anyway, you guys, yes, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute immediate short term and see what we have. The pullback already being validated that we're speaking of, retracing back to that 1 spot 618, will continue validating. Hold on. So now the buy hourly is massively overextended and historically overbought. Okay, so the stochastic momentum suggesting a downside continuation from critical expansion, giving this a higher likelihood yet again. Please notice this now on the buy hourly that I was not able to see in the upper time frames. We have a gap right over here, and that gap looks like it's wow, we found the rejection from the very top side of this gap right here. So that topside gap gave us the rejection here. This can actually face another rejection in the shorter time frame to about 875 before pulling back to the top side of this gap here at about 553. Now let's zoom out and see what the fibs are suggesting, because I said 529 at the 1.618. Look just how close that is. 553 to 529. So our discretionary targets, our leading indicator, is already in line with the bottom side of the support that we can actually see. Since it is 529, I would actually just move it a little bit upward in my personal trading strategy. I would gain entry at a potential 581 partial entry in the event to where this thing could actually come back down to the nearest area of support, which would be right at this candle here and just under the 1.272 at about 414. So I'll just make a line right here, so in case you guys want to refer back to this in the next day, right? So just like this, and leave it in there for us, right? So this would be the first area. These are it. I don't know if you want a screenshot or whatever, but this is it. I'm looking at I'm looking at 550 to 414 as a potential loading zone before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so, and the overextension of the shorter time frames is indicative of a pullback, and very, very likely to pull back in the very short-term time frame. This is huge. I mean, this is hugely overextended, right? But the stochastics are actually still suggesting upside, which is very curious. Let's see the 12-hour. The 12-hour is barely entering overbought on the RSI, and the stochastics are barely entering the bullish control zone. Okay, you guys. So yeah, I'm looking at a short-term pullback, but please, what I mean by being careful about this, guys, is that sometimes when you're facing such an extreme move to the downside for reloading, this can actually start to push longs out of the way, meaning stop them out. Okay, so short sellers will likely open position at about 875 so that they can short this thing for a massive gainer. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a day trading's safe haven for shorts, right? So this could be a 52% gainer for shorts. Very attractive to take it down to that level. Okay, so you have to be careful here, because now you're playing with both the shorts right next to you and the longs. Okay, and I'm talking about short whales and long whales. Okay, so you just be careful. Be careful. Okay, this is in fact, I wouldn't suggest any of my beginner traders or my master students. In fact, I'm not encouraging you to trade anything right now. So I want to just express just the immediate danger here, because volatility will likely start increasing on this, and it'll likely max out and start barring here red bars for every iteration that we complete on the particular time frame, right? So yeah, in the daily here, in the bullish control zone, and absolutely in the gravitational zone, this is likely going to continue to the upside, guys, based on the data here. Okay, so I don't know what we have as far as fundamentals. I get it that we have the FDA approval and all that stuff, but and please notice here that we actually started contracting, but then we re-increased the volatility yet again, and now that forced the momentum oscillators to the upside, and the daily is barely starting. Okay, you guys, so this is what I mean, that this is very likely to continue on to the upside. A very, very expected target to pull back would be at about 1347 first, before coming back down and testing our current highs of about 714 to about 974, and then continuing on to the upside. Guys, these candles may actually start to become very large. If you are interested, or if you are curious as to what these candles can start looking like, refer to GME, refer to AMC back in January and in June, and you're going to start to see the differences and the gaps being created as a gamma squeeze starts, okay? So or a gamma ramp. All right, you guys, so that's going to show you just how price action can be so volatile. I'm talking about 1 second being up 50% and the next being down 100. Okay, so and it's going to be very violent. Okay, so if it is that FOMO takes it there. Okay, you guys, so this is essentially you know, it's going to be a professional day trader's ground. Okay, you guys. So be very, very careful. Cal L, dude, good to see you here, my bro. I thought you were already taking your rest for the day, but awesome to see you here, moderator Cal. Dude, check this freaking ticker out, Cal. Cxai moderator Mark Roach brought it up to our attention, and the stochastics and the volatility are barely starting. I'm talking about 12-hour, barely entering the bullish control zone. Daily time frame, barely pivoting to the upside. The buy daily, barely getting that upside kink here. Look at the RSI, like it's in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. And oh my goodness, dude, the 3-day time frame, getting that kink to the upside. Everything in max volatility, dude. This is insane. The nurse said you could log in. Nice, man. Nice. So, dude, anyway, yes, this is a very unique opportunity on this one. I know, man. I know, Aiden. I don't know what's up with this one, bro, but I guess there is remember somebody just mentioned that there could be some, what was that? What was that news that they said? I forgot. It was in the chat right here. It's FDA approval, pending FDA approval, I think someone said. And so if that's the case, then this thing is actually pre-pricing that, right? So this is very likely going to find that loading zone, guys, where I spoke about, and very likely going to continue on to the upside. But again, be very careful with tickers like this. This is going to be very violent, and I do actually see this succeeding even beyond $13. This can potentially go into, I don't know, the deep, maybe even $19, $20. I don't know. It's just, that's going to be price discovery. There's nothing there. Okay, you guys. So that's, we'll start to look at the fibs there later, right? But if we were to take that into consideration, then we can take a fib retracement from the current 3-day candle that printed, right? So that would be something like this. So yeah, like I said, like around $20, right? 2 spot 272 to the 2 spot 618. So that's I'm just saying, guys. Okay, just be careful. This is a very exciting play, actually. So, Cxai, that's going to do it for that. And now, guys, let's go ahead and move on to ticker symbol FRGT. And I think that was actually my buddy Michael. I think he's still up. Dude, it must be like 3 in the morning where you are. Please, try to get some rest after this, right? So, FRGT, let's see when was the last time we looked at it. Oh, okay, just recently, actually. So, Paul saying bought at 215 and sold at 295, then rebought again at 480 and holding hopefully for 10 to 20. Dude, it has a heavy potential here. Okay, so Frankie B saying thanks, mate. Not a problem, my dude. Michael, you're here. Very happy to see you here, dude. And yeah, for real, Paul, dude, hats off to you, my bro. That is an incredible play. And yeah, all right, guys, so let's go ahead and make a note here that we're officially starting that ticker symbol FRGT, and that is at 6:02 p.m. Good deal, guys. Okay, so let's see what has happened since the 6th of this month, which was the last time that we looked at it. Dude, it's 3 a.m. My goodness, bro. That is crazy. So let me see just how much of good I can do for you here in this ticker. All right, my dude, thank you so much for coming on by. All right, so I get it that we have this, you know, the price action so close to the fibs, but it's because we looked at this like 2 weeks ago. Okay, you guys. So what I mentioned here was actually finding support. It's moving along just like we said. Okay, so what I mentioned here was finding support from this area here, which would be the loading zone, 212 to 208. Of course, we came all the way back down to 188, touched down at the bottom side of this ascending broadening wedge, which, by the way, if you do remember, if you did catch that video, I spoke about this bearish formation turning into a very rare upside formation. So this is usually not the way it plays out. This usually would actually continue on to the downside and realize its true target to the genesis of the formation, which would be at about 153. Okay, but we were already noticing the high probability that this is going to create a bear trap, and in fact it did. So that bear trap was here. Okay, you guys, so in fact we got that upside, pulled back to validate our current area in the loading zone, right? And then it continued on to the upside. So very, very curious price action within this, okay? So now let's start to see what the potentials are for the coming days for it, okay? So I want you to notice that the reason I said bear trap was not just because it was showing signs of an upside, okay? The reason why I said bear trap on this was in respects to the macro broadening descending wedge that we're writing here. Okay, so this was a fake out test. So what we're looking at here is test number 1, 2, 3, right? This was a fake out. And we have test number 4, failed at 4. And now we're up here trying to validate our current test. And we are facing the rejection from test number 5 right now. Okay, you guys, so, and we retraced back to our target, to the knot 618 at 249. Very curious, okay? So this would likely be a very strong area for a bounce before continuing on to the upside and eventually succeeding the 5th and true breakout test, just like the number 4 is, before a continuation onto the upside. If FRGT has some kind of fundamental something, that would be kind of interesting to see. Life Change, good morning to you, my dude. Very happy to see you here. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and continue validating our potential downside to upside thesis that we have listed here. So for that, let's load up our tools and go to the immediate short-term time frame. So let's look at FRGT on that 30-minute immediate short-term, giving us the downside that we're already looking for. Let's go ahead and look at the buy hourly. Let's see, buy hourly Stokes facing to the downside from critical contraction, downside on that RSI signal crossing below the 14-day simple, very likely to continue to the downside here. Let's see what we have, because we may very well want to touch back down to a previous support before continuing on, whether it's the knot 618 at 241 from 261, right? Or some other target, like maybe even within this area here at about 238, but we'll validate. 6-hour time frame crossing beneath that 14-day simple for a continuation to the way down in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, very likely to continue for a reaccumulation phase. Okay, you guys, and now the 8-hour could be the succession. Okay, this looks like it's trying to find support from the 14-day simple. This has the 14-day simple pivoted to the downside just a slight bit here, okay? But that doesn't mean that it's over. That just means that there could be a potential failure. Find the support from the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, and then we would continue on to that upside. Let's see if that 12-hour would give it to us. So 12-hour suggesting right now in that gravitational zone. So it's getting very critically close to that potential support floor. Okay, so if this actually succeeds it, then it would look pretty good. All right, so actually, let me see the 12-hour close versus the... Okay, same deal here. So the daily time frame would suggest that it is a limited downside as well. Now, this is a little further than I actually thought or wished for. So, yeah, it is a temporary downside. The buy daily and 3-day are actually and the 5-day are actually in pretty good stances. The 3-day, yes, a downside pivot, but it's very close to the gravitational zone of the bear weakness. Okay, so the buy daily has a massive upside, and the 5-day is also with an upside pivot here as well. Okay, so we're gonna see what the price action did tomorrow to these oscillators, but we'll see that. We'll verify. Okay, so let's go back to the areas to where we're facing a potential downside. If we're looking at the distance between the RSI signal and the 14-day simple moving average for ticker symbol FRGT, then there could very well be a touchdown to... Let's go ahead and take Fibonacci retracement in an inverse manner and see. It actually may be a little too big, actually. Let me see if I can do it from here instead. Oh, right. Where's the fib tool? I clicked on the wrong button, guys. Who hired this guy? All right. So right at about here, let's see what we have. Okay. So if we were considering this as the candle that we used for the fib range, then we have the one spot 618 at about $2.35 and the one spot 272 at 272. This is mean reverting, so meaning that the mean could very well be back here. So let's pull up the reversion variant and see what we have in that target. Okay, so 192 suggesting all the way down here on the daily. Let's see the 12-hour. There we go, 204 on the 12-hour, which also, we have a massive shooting star here, right? It may actually be a bullish hammer too, because it is actually after a downside. This is very confusing. So let's continue trying to validate here. $2.10 from that 8-hour reversion variant. Let me see the bi-hourly and see how far we can revert. So this is very curious that it is at the 0618 at 251, 4-hour time frame at 233. This is more along the lines that I was looking for. So within the 4-hour chart, oh wow, okay, so the 4-hour reversion variant right now, it's actually literally in the process of reverting back to the mean. Very likely for this to come back down to the 1 spot 618 between 235 and 228. And the target for the mean is in fact $2.33. Okay, so this is high. This is so much rhyming here with this target. Okay, so this is a high potential here. Okay, you guys. So the range overall 249 and a 233. Okay, you guys. This is essentially that loading zone, and this is set to continue to the upside. But I would be very careful, as this is likely to find another resistance touch from that $3.66 zone. Before another pullback, test the current highs right in between the 1 spot 618 to the 1 spot 272, and then an upside continuation. Our 4-hour reversion variant algo is giving us a short signal too. So this is very, very confluent, and also, rhyming with the bottom targets that we're looking at. Okay, you guys. So that is going to do it for ticker symbol FRGT. Upon the breakout of this, okay, you guys, there could be a continuation to the upside, potentially to the 4 spot 618 at 578 before an immediate rejection. Okay, so that 4 spot 618 at about 578 could actually be a little higher, since this is being traded on the daily. Okay, you guys. So I know it's a little convoluted right now just because we were looking at everything in the shorter time frames. But yes, you guys, that's essentially what I'm looking at in months. If it does succeed that potential $35 touch, which is very, very confluent to the current highs here, right? So that would be months away, though. So the shorter time frame is looking okay. Just be careful with the potential bottom side, okay? So I have INPX in the schedule. And it's still there. So now for Johnny Barnes, I want to go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol BCAN, and yeah. So what's up, chat? What's up? Beso Amy saying, please God, FRGT. Oh, you're in it. Are you? I hope you're not in the red, Amy. But yeah, it's looking okay. It doesn't actually have any signs of capitulation, but anything is freaking possible in the markets nowadays, man. You get faked out left and right, no matter which way or what way you look at it, right? So, but guys, that is honestly the reason why I am talking to you about these tickers. I'm sorry, that's the reason why I mentioned the risk management. Sorry. That's why I mentioned risk management, okay? Even if you can actually stomach that 5% loss, then know that you still have the capital for trading a next day. Okay, you'll survive for trading a next day. You'll just have to recollect, right? And then kind of see where your error was and what just reevaluate and recollect. It's just, that's the way to do it, you guys. Okay, so it's better to have a controlled amount of losses versus an immense amount of losses. I understand that you just don't want to see the loss at all, right? But it would just be done and over with within one shot, and it's just gone, right? If you just have to be willing to lose this much amount in order to gain this much amount. Not financial advice. It's just my particular strategy. Okay, you guys? So yeah, let's go ahead and continue on to that ticker symbol BCAN for my boy Johnny Barnes, right? So, oh yeah, right. So I looked at it a couple times already. I loaded 2 charts. Interesting here, but I want to see what it's done thus far. Okay, right. So that was actually the play that we were looking at for the members, right? So this, man, it actually came all the way back down after touching our targets. Interesting. All right, so let me load up the next one here and we'll get this started. All right. I think it was this one here. Let me get rid of that one and take a look here. Okay. Oh, very interesting. It is breaking. Wow. $2. That's a huge drop. Oh my goodness, man. Mr. Levitz, thank you. Man, could I force a quick GME? Dude, that's so how could I freaking say, man, that's really dope of you, dude. Like, you didn't have to do that, man. Thank you so much. Remember, I mean, yeah. Like, right? Like, I mean, dude, like, I don't know how to not say no to that, right? But, thank you, bro. That really means a lot. Of course. So, guys, actually, I'm gonna do it anyway for you, dude. But I would actually like to get, the overall sentiment behind that. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a poll up. A good play review is GME a good play review? Regardless of the answer, I'm still gonna look for Mr. Levitz. Okay, you guys, but. Sean, oh my dude, thank you, bro. That really means so much. I thought you were gonna be like, did someone say AMC? All right, so is GME a good play review or not? Right, so guys, go ahead and start the voting here. And I would like to... Oh, did I put up a Q&A instead of a poll? Damn it. Jeez. Guys, hold on just a sec. Let me just go ahead and end that one right now and put a poll up in here instead. Okay, so why the hell did that actually go to the Q&A by default? So here we go. Is GME a good review, a good play review for right now? Okay. And question mark, and let's go, community. Go ahead and start your voting, but please remember that I'm going to still look at it no matter what, all right? Messing up like crazy over here. Sean, oh, dude, thanks for coming by, man. That really means a lot to me, dude, and my family. Damn, no way. Look at that. People are favoring yes to this thing. That is crazy. GME is, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it does have a high potential. I did kind of give it a quick eyeball yesterday or 2 days ago, and I'm like, what? Something's brewing. Sean, oh, it's good to see you, my dude. Bro, you're so kind, man. But as we actually allow the GME ticker to get voted on right now, let's go ahead and get started with our ticker symbol, BCAN. Bro sent $50, can't say no. Dude, I know. Like, that's what I mean, dude. It's like that really... Like I try to do this as best as possible, even if you don't donate, right? But damn, when you say it like that, it's like, bro, I can't say no. All right, so BCAN, I'm gonna officially put the time right now, 6:16 p.m. and let's get it moving. It's looking, guys. Keep on voting. We're gonna use BCAN to get that voting out of the way for ticker symbol GME, and then when they finish this one, we'll end that poll. Okay. Seems like Fractal City on weekly. Dude, no way. Let me see. Oh, dude, it totally is. Holy crap. That is insane. They're both doing that same thing. Very curious here. Okay, so yeah, dude, thanks for pointing that out. That's incredible. It looks like literally the freaking thing just algorithmically chose the same pattern. Destiny saying, yay, GME. Good feels up in here, you guys. So anyway, let's go ahead and now continue on this analysis, okay, you guys? So we still have, man, this is oh, you saw 3? Dude, I actually saw 1. Let me see. Oh, well, actually, I mean, in a mini way, we actually have this one here too, right? So if we're talking about, wow, what the heck, dude? This is very curious. This is very curious. And a topside target of BCAN at 1638 is massive. I'm actually very curious to see what this thing has as a cap. So the market cap on this is 85.3 million, and the shares float is a small, very tiny 13.4 million, right? So got here late. We'll watch now. What's up, Gatita Bonita? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. So as far as the algorithmic technicals from TradingView, we're actually getting a sell signal from this right now, right? So it's a strong sell, by the way. The oscillators are facing neutral. That means that the stochastic momentum, the relative strength index, things like that are actually at a neutral point, which sometimes when we look at things like this on a daily, it could be indicative of a potential reversal coming in soon. The reason why I'm taking this into consideration right now is because it does not have the analyst rating. So it's not actually being pumped to the downside via Bloomberg or some crap like that, right? So that's honestly a good thing. So now let's look at the weekly. So take a look at the oscillator switching to the buy signal on the weekly, which is literally what just Cal and I were saying. right? So, and let's go back down to shorter time frames, still with a sell signal and still with a neutral signal here. Let me look at the buy hourly. The buy hourly is suggesting a buy signal. So now I know kind of where to go in respects to looking at potential loading zones and or downsides to look at a potential loading zone, right? So let's go over to the immediate short-term time frame, 30 minutes to the buy hourly, and then we'll catch our progress here. Moderator Cal, I was actually, I did a scan. I'm going to be looking at ADTN a little bit later today, so I'm curious. This is a small cap, by the way, so it's about 1073 right now, and it had a 1%, 1.2% change to the upside today, but this is one that actually came up on my scan. So I'm going to pull this one up later on, and we'll see what it's got for us, right? But anyway, 30-minute immediate short-term time frame consolidation on the RSI, still a little bit of downside, which is kind of what we were talking about for a potential loading zone, right? So let's continue validating. I want to look at the buy hourly now. Yeah, ADTN, this one right over here. And I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's NYSE. Right, so it's about $10 right now, and it went up about 13 cents in the last whatever, but I think it's getting close to a potential bottom. This could be a play coming up, and I actually just I unintentionally warned everybody that this may be the last ticker picker for the after hours, and in fact we're gonna start migrating this into the earlier session. So yeah, guys, I think this is the last one here. But yeah, let's go ahead and now continue on with BCAN. The buy hourly is actually very, very confluent to what the oscillators and all of the technicals were suggesting as far as that buy and sell signal right down here on the buy hourly. Take a look like this. We have that buy zone, and this is why. Okay, please take a look at the RSI finding support from that 14-day simple moving average with a slight upside pivot. Okay, you guys, so this could be indicative of a floor being found. Let's continue validating though. So 6-hour time frame. And there you go. So it is limited. 6-hour time frame suggesting an upside here, very short-term downside tomorrow. 12-hour time frame also finding that bounce from that 14-day simple with an upside pivot. This actually has me curious to see the MACD now. So there, as I think there could be a signal cross right now. So if we are making a cross, it is, man, it's getting ready for an upside, guys. And let's see the 6-hour. The 6-hour already made that cross actually on Friday, March 31st. So that it's a very slow mover, right? So this is actually it's not bad actually to look at it like that, guys. So that it's not moving so violently. Let's see the average true volume. So man, the volume over a 10-day period is 14,000. So this is very much a slow mover, and in fact, this could be a good practice ticker for an upside continuation, as the time frames are all kind of suggesting that already. So 12-hour time frame, yeah, we got that MACD cross. Let's see the daily with a MACD cross as well. We're finding that support for sure, very, very close. And that could be, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give you that whole target all the way to the downside, but the loading zone that I provided the last time was right here at about 215. I mean, I get it. It went down to $2, right, beyond our zone. But this could very well be that test that we're looking for before a continuation onto the upside. And it's very limited to maybe a day. So as the buy daily is suggesting an upside with both the RSI signal and the 14-day simple, look at the MACD on the buy daily. It's about to cross, right? So as soon as we get the blue MACD line crossing the signal line, that's going to essentially set the stage for a potential continuation to the upside. And it looks like we're already getting the pivot towards the upside on the stochastics as well. Okay, you guys, from critical volatility. So BCAN could be kind of a safer play, a very slower play, but an upside coming in. And definitely notice the buy daily iteration printed right at the bottom here with a massive hammer candle, right? So this is looking pretty bullish, and it's trying to validate a pretty nice move to the upside right now. Okay, you guys, so the 3-day print, this was actually today. This candle printed bullish today, and this would essentially be our validator now. So don't doubt the potential of coming back down to about 213 to 215 before an upside continuation, okay? So just to kind of keep it clear there, okay, you guys, there is a high probability here that this can continue to the upside after a reloading zone, and it would be a safer volatility play. Okay, you guys, so upside targets, of course, I am still looking at this target here at 247 to 251 as a primary area of resistance before coming back and testing our current highs of about 235 before continuing on to the upside. Okay, so this is in preparation, finding the floor and validating it as a current floor before us trying to make our true test breakout of the broadening descending wedge. Okay, you guys, so that is going to do it for ticker symbol BCAN. My brother, Johnny Barnes, I hope that I was able to answer your questions correctly, my dude. Yes, that's good that you're saying that you're looking on it for the next week. That's good because there could be this is a 3-day candle, right? So within the 3 days, we can actually see a test back down to these current supports and then a bounce to the upside. So yeah, my targets are they're still unchanged. Okay, so actually one more thing for you. Okay, let me just take into consideration the current 3-day print with a Fibonacci retracement, and very curious actually that the targets that we chose in a very discretionary manner are landing within the 247 of the 2.618. Okay, so in fact, please notice that the breakout target for the wedge is right here at 249. Okay, right at the 2.618. Okay, you guys, so very, very curious for us to get this target here. And it is a golden mean. There's a lot of rhyming there. Potential moving averages located there on the 3-day too. So let's just pull that up. Yep, we have the SMA 10 located right within our target zone, guys. That's this is this is that arrow. We're shooting for that target. Okay, you guys. So be very careful in the markets. Please remember to use your risk management and make sure to survive for another trading day, right, you guys? So now let's go ahead and finish off with that ticker symbol BCAN, and now let's start off the analysis on COSM. Okay, you guys, I know after COSM, guys, I'm going to look at ticker symbol GME, and that would be the last one for the night, right? So let me just go ahead and make sure to load that ticker symbol right over here, and we will get it in, all right? So do I have a current? Yeah, I think I do. Perfect. All right. Sorry, guys. Let me just go ahead and adjust this to the Arc OG dark, right? There we go. And perfect. All right, so now let me move on to my other chart right over here, right? So yes, guys, please go ahead and check out that Cxai video. There are signals there. Signals suggesting some cool things. All right, so in fact, I think I may want to get this recorded. Hold on just a sec. Let me just prep this thing so that we can get it seamless, right? So here we go. And oh man, it's already looking like there are things of high probability here. Yes, COSM is actually still looking pretty good. Very, very good news. All right. So let me, I think that is, let me just set the stage real quick so I don't speak like a freaking idiot, right? And then we'll get the COSM out of the freaking way. See these things that I'm doing? These are very much because my anxiety takes me there. And every single time I record anything, I feel like there's this enormous pressure on me, right? So that, and I feel like I'm going to stumble. Sometimes I stumble like freaking crazy. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And then I restart my damn whole recording all over because of my ridiculous self, right? Guys, don't judge Arca. I'm still a human being just like everybody else here. Okay, you guys. So let's see the current price action. All right, so the daily actually came back down to the support we talked about, right? So, all right, perfect. I love it so much. Monster Mike, dude, thank you so much for your consideration, dude. I really appreciate you. Dude, Cal knows me, guys. He totally knows how much of a freaking crazy man I could be, right? So it's just me, guys. I'm just a little nuts like that, right? So yeah, let me go ahead and get this thing on the road, right? So we'll make sure to put this thing on the let's see, to the desktop, and go ahead and bear witness that you'll be looking at this just the way FINRA still has to approve that, right, for Cxai. But yeah, go ahead and witness this just the way that I would put it out on a normal video. Okay, you guys, so let me go ahead and get this started now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is Arca coming at you with a COSM technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called Arca Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, guys, so COSM is actually making that test that we were looking for yesterday. Okay, we talked about the potential of coming back down to the current support that we've used several times before a massive upside. Okay, yes, I know you might be thinking about this bottom support here, but we already got that support touch and we already made that upside move. The support touch that I'm talking about here is particular to this range here. Notice that we use this range for a bounce to the upside here. Right over here, another bounce to the upside. We have used this as a valid area of resistance as well. Succeeding upside of this support has led to another upside move, and we have now recently used it as some resistance touches. Okay, so this is just kind of to remind retail what we've talked about, right? So it's just a kind of an update, right? So this is very good. I understand that we actually have this spinning top doji here. It's no problem. It's no problem whatsoever. It's just the point is here is that we closed with a green candle, all right, guys? So that makes it a pretty good psychological beat. Let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. So this is in reference to the 5-day volatility versus momentum backtest. The reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because tomorrow we are going to get the effects of what that 5-day closure did, this candle here, okay, you guys? So tomorrow we're likely going to see a continuation here on both the EMA 3 and the SMA 14 pivoted towards the upside. Okay, so this is actually something that may get us to continue on to an upside move. And this, please notice that the volatility is now making a cross above that 14-day simple moving average, which is indicative of a continuation to the upside when we continue getting this volatility. All right, guys, so it's no problem, guys. I understand that we are actually just getting a little bit of low service right now, but it's okay. All right, I'm just going to continue recording here for you guys, okay? Just keep it open, keep it there, all right, you guys? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. Actually, no. Let me just validate real quick what that 5-day criteria was in the first place, okay? So we are looking at any time that volatility has expanded into critical contraction, 90 percentile, and then we've actually gotten that contraction phase to the downside. We have noticed when we pair with stochastic momentum to the upside, we have noticed a pretty significant move to the upside. Okay, so out of the 5-day chart, I have taken note of every single iteration where that has happened throughout the entire trading history of it. Okay, so what we are looking for here, just to make it abundantly clear and make it deliberately clear, that what we are looking at here is actually an upside thrust from the opening of the candle to the wick high of the range. Okay, so anytime that we have expanded to contracted, okay, you guys, so that's going to be the duration of the iteration, the upside thrust, and the amount of times that the iterations have guessed the upside correctly versus incorrectly. Okay, you guys, so what that means for us, and it's not going to be like this forever, but please notice that we have 6 out of 6 iterations guessing that upside correctly, giving us a 100% upside accuracy, which is absolutely absurd, okay? We now have the average upside thrust of a massive 162.05% over the span of about 116 days. I hate even saying that because it's just an average, right? Please remember, first and foremost, that these are statistical metrics. They are not certainties, okay, you guys? So with that respect, we have an upside target to potentially look at, and that could be around $8.16. Just know that it's a statistic, okay? Our average range is to land within this area here, okay, you guys? And then we will see what's up. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the following chart and see what we have, okay, you guys? So please now notice that in the, we're still getting an upside here on that 3-day exponential moving average, which would mean or would be indicative of getting a correction from this 14-day simple to the upside, okay? This volatility versus momentum backtest is very different. This one is actually taking into consideration a critical contraction to expansion alongside an upside pivot with stochastic momentum. Okay, you guys, so what that means is that there is a high potential that we can actually start expanding to the upside and thus pressuring this the exponential moving average 3 period and the 14 period to the upside. Okay, you guys, that gives us a 206% upside thrust with a 66% probability. So this is not bad whatsoever. Okay, you guys. So I want to just point it out right now because it's still in relevance. Okay, a little bit of weakness being shown here, but it's still relevant. Okay, but the signal is essentially trying to mature, but it's very much getting started just in volatility, right? So now let's move on to the next chart and see what we have in order for us to get some potential upside targets, right? So based on the reversion variant on the 8-hour, we actually got that touch right back down to the mean, and we closed almost right at it, right? 338 close with a 336 mean. This is the importance of using the range of volatility bands, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis, and it is going to be the RSI, right? So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame RSI suggesting a continuation to the downside. Remember, it's likely to live out pretty fast. Where it's starting to get very interesting is here, though. Check out the 4-hour finding a support from that 14-day simple. Okay, there could be right here a support touch before a continuation onto the upside, and notice now that we have that 8-hour suggesting an upside from that gravitational zone, which would be indicative, and it actually would be indicative of a support touch on the 4-hour before a bounce, right? So a little bit of consolidation here on the daily, same situation with a buy daily, and this is very important for us to consider in tomorrow's closure. Okay, meaning the 5-day. Okay, so we're going to see the effects of this tomorrow. We are well within the gravitational zone and upside of the 14-day simple. So I'm very curious to see what this did in the coming day. Okay, you guys. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at that. Please remember, guys, that I still am offering a couple seats left for the ARC Masters Trading Course. Find the email in the description below, and we'll get you enrolled. Okay, you guys. But and first and foremost, remember that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any of these assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine. All right, you guys. So yes, we still are looking for an upside coming in for COSM. Very likely for us to actually find a support touch to the downside at around, very discretionary here, right? So we can find that support touch at around this range here, 332 to about 326 before a continuation on to the upside. Okay, you guys? So with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios. All right, guys, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, we're getting a bunch of lag over here, right? It's okay because we were able to get it connected nonetheless, right? So the audio is fine, but the video is a little laggy, right? Sorry about that, you guys. We should be getting things corrected fairly soon. Okay, and there's in fact no data right there. Let me do something else here. Hold on just a sec. I'm gonna try and pull up the chat, right? So where is my chat? There it is. There's a chat. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the chat right over here and see if I can get that data, so then I can exit the entire Chrome and see if that can actually help, right? So there we go. Now, chat, please, let me go ahead and just close this poll, and we are good with GME, right? So, guys, please let me know if you can actually still hear me. Please let me know if you are still here in the chat. Throw those A's in the chat right now if you can hear me speak, right? So I just want to make sure that that I am still streaming. Okay, you guys, please let me know right now if I am still being heard, if everything is still looking good. Go ahead and type in those. Go ahead and type in the chat, guys. Type in the chat. Can you hear me speak? And question mark. And send it. All right. Renaissance Wolf saying, A, throw those A's. Thank you guys. Very, very much appreciated. And so I actually just finished the recording from that COSM, guys. And now let's go ahead and move on to our last ticker, right? And that is going to be ticker symbol GME. And oh yeah, guys, this is actually very cool that I'm able to bring up the chat like that. What? I never knew that I could do that. Man, very, very interesting times here. So now let me see if I can actually, wow, I actually need to click up here to see the damn chat, which sucks. Let me see if I can keep the chat floating. How can I keep the chat floating, guys? Let me know We're going to get this started in just a sec, guys. Let me just see. What? All right, so there's no problem. I'll go ahead and come back, and I counted only 3 short pauses since the start of COSM. Okay, good. All right, the important thing is that it recorded seamlessly and perfectly, so it didn't even need any data, right? So that is definitely the good part about that, right? So yes, so now, guys, let me go ahead and get started with that ticker symbol GME and see what it's got for us, right? So let's see what we got. All right, so let me load up the RSI and make sure that we can get that thing looked at, right? So GME. Now, yeah, and as well, I'm going to make a note here that we are getting this officially started at about 6:39 p.m. And here we go. All right, you guys. So, yeah, ticker symbol GME on the 3-day at least. It looks like it wants to pull back, but this may be just an ebb and flow here, okay, you guys? So I'm going to actually start off with the immediate short-term time frame and see what it has for us, right? So just like this here, it looks like we're succeeding upside of the 14-day simple moving average. So that could be indicative of a potential continuation to the upside. All right. So let's see. You have been neglecting GME for too long, Arca. Like, yeah, I've actually never really covered this, huh? And I'm wondering if I should maybe just consider a couple here and there for you guys, right? So anyway, let's move on to the bi-hourly and see what we have. Okay, so the bi-hourly finding that support from the 14-day simple upside continuation here. A little bit of weakness from volatility, from momentum, right? But we are critically contracted here on the bi-hourly, so there could be some upsides here in the other time frames. 6-hour time frame. Very much actually facing a correction here from, from a critical contraction with an upside pivot on the RSI. So, this could actually start to make, and there is a reaccumulation formation here too. Very, very curious. Okay, so in this bear cycle, looking at descending channels usually are indicative of a potential price reversal, right? So something like this, right? So we're getting a very, very confluent touch here from the resistances. So let me just find that bottom side and see. Yeah, so very likely like this, right? So this is the channel that we're currently riding on. So now we know a range. Okay, so we also have, we also have test 1, 2, and 3. It's very curious that we didn't get a further downside from that third test, but now it's actually on its way to test that test number 4, and test number 4 is usually that breakout test, right? So that could maybe introduce a potential breakout here. Okay, you guys, so let me actually see if we have anything in the way of us making a continuation to the upside. Okay, so in fact, we actually have a golden cross. The ARC averages is telling us that we have right here the 50-day crossing over the 200-day simple moving average in the 6 hour. So that's already bullish. Let me see exactly where that SMA 10. Okay, so we're converting the SMA 10 into a support, and we're crossing it actually on an upside. So this is good. And also, it looks like we are potentially going to succeed the 50-day simple moving average with an upside pivot, which is just massively important. Okay, so this is looking very, very attractive. Another thing to notice here is that golden cross on the 6 hour happened while all of the moving averages were pivoted towards the upside too. Very important to notice that detail, as it would kind of confirm or validate a continuation to the upside, right? So now let me go ahead and continue on to a higher term time frame and see what we have. Okay, actually, yeah, 6 hour RSI still suggesting upside. Let me look at the 12 hour now and see what we have in store for us. 12 hours successfully converting today, actually, that SMA 10 into a valid area of support, and the 12 hour is getting very close to that golden cross too, right? So, and I mean, it's slightly consolidating, slight downside, right? But it's okay. I realize that it's a little dark to see that the SMA 200, right? So I can actually just put it like this, maybe even a little thicker so we can see it, right? This one here, this is the 200, this is the 50-day simple. Okay, you guys, so let me look at and still an upside pivot on the 12 hour. Very, very interesting, very good. All right, so now the next thing to notice here is on the daily time frame, we have also crossed upside of the 10-day simple moving average, which could be, again, indicative of a potential upside continuation. We have an upside pivot on the daily RSI. We have resistance from the SMA 14. What that means is that the upside over the span of about a day or two can actually lead to about 2310 before finding a resistance and coming back down here to then reaccumulate and try to break out again. Okay, you guys, so, and in fact, the daily time frame is giving us that weakness. Remember that when we are looking at stochastic momentum, the 3-day exponential moving average is your leading indicator, okay, you guys, meaning that this shorter time frame, EMA3, would need to move to the upside first or the downside in order to influence the shorter term, the longer term time frame, okay? So in this case, this is a bearish cross, and it's on the daily, so that means that, yes, because of the shorter time frame suggesting upside, we have a resistance touch from that 2305 potentially, right at about 2303, right around there, okay? And then we would actually come back and start validating again, just like these resistance touches, right? So it's only a shorter term reaccumulation, okay? So in respects to maybe, let me see the upper term timeframes, okay? Everything is still in consolidation, by the way. So the 5-day is actually suggesting an upside here, but that's very likely to take some time to realize, as this thing, it looks like it's just trying to reaccumulate something. What I am afraid of, though, here is that it is building, in a sense, a kind of bear flag, right? So this on the bi-daily situation here is a bear flag. Okay, you guys. So if we do face a rejection from that test number 4, it's okay to come back down to the 50 SMA at about $21. Okay, and then this would actually try to make that upside, and this is based just on the probabilities here within stochastics and volatility, and also the fact that we have a resistance touch here and that we have a little bit of a downside pivot on the bi-daily with a very far away SMA 14. It doesn't mean that we're going there. It just means that we have to watch out for that probability now, okay? So as this can kind of pose a little bit of a danger, okay? So just know that that does exist, and we just have to be very careful now, okay, you guys? So just in respect to the shorter term time frames, remember upside pivot, and then we would actually come back down. It could zigzag too, okay? It doesn't have to be all the way back down to that target of about $21. There are several areas to look into. For example, we have a support at 22.25. We have a relevant support area at 21.97. The primary demand zone for this area here would be the range of 21.57 to about 21.23. Okay, you guys, so there are several areas that we can use for a bounce, but it's just like I said, keep an eye on your longs. Take whatever profits you have for a potential better entry, right? Even in the buy hourly, we still have that SMA 200 located right around that $21 area. Okay, you guys. So that is essentially my thoughts on ticker symbol GME. I would express some deep concern over a potential drop from this area here. Okay, you guys. It doesn't signal that it is gonna do it. I'm just telling you that it could be a surprise here, right? It could be a bull trap at that area of about 2301 or 2310. All right, you guys, but with that said, that is it for ticker symbol GME, and that is also it for the stream tonight, guys. So please remember that I may actually start streaming live coming in next week. Okay, you guys, I can't express to you how tough it's been trying to reschedule my schedule because my son is feeling better. So it's very difficult to kind of shift my sleeping schedule 5 hours back, right? So let's just see what we can do here, guys. Okay, so but yeah, I'm happy that you guys are still able to hear me, and I'm happy that everybody came in here. Please remember that we still would love for you to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, you guys. But with that said, my moderators, I know that Mark Roach was in here earlier, right? Sebastian Lim, good to see you here, my dude. Moderator Cal, love you guys so much. And to the family up in here, guys, thank you for joining me today. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the price action, okay, for tomorrow. Mr. Levitz, thank you for joining us, okay? Johnny Barnes, later, my dude. Yomo, very good to see you here. Beso, Amy, thank you so much for everything you do. Dab on them, Cal. Destiny, thank you for joining us here today as well, okay? Chris, be very well, be safe, okay, you guys? And we will try to get to those tickers later on. But yes, you guys, I wish you well a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.